obviously I'm a mess. I mean, you obviously are still around bringing up something that I got canceled over 3 years ago. And this isn't even the first thing or first time or last time I've been canceled over anything. But if y'all remember, okay, because of this situation, I was sent some pretty brutal and severe death threats and torture SA threats, okay? I was sent some really brutal actual threats, physical threats, and then I was doxxed when I lived in Michigan for the situation. I mean, I was also doxxed because of the birds, but the mouse too. That was my second time being doxxed in Michigan. And then people sent me death hexes, death curses, all of this stuff, according to all the things online, right? This is what everyone sent my way here on TikTok and in other mediums. I just find it funny and ironic that people who sent me death hexes and curses and sent their cronies after me ended up dying. I didn't do any like death or magic in that way. As a left-hand path practitioner, as a death cult worship, I worship death. I don't invoke death, because if you're a real left-hand path occultist and you're a real death cult worshiper, you understand certain boundaries when it comes to that magic. So people hit my protection words. I did justice spell work and I did protection and banishment spell work. I just wanted people to leave me alone. I wanted to be safe and I wanted justice to be served. So again, I didn't do anything, and I'm not saying that it's because of me. There are so many natural reasons why people die, all of the above. Just find it ironic because people still think that I deserve the worst. People don't think that I deserve to continue on the way that I do. People are still trying to sniff out, what is that word? Did I say it? Snuff out. Whatever, snuff out my business, stifle my business. They're trying to squash me, and they just can't, because every time someone attacks me, it might take some time, but it always comes back to them. I transmute it. Like I'm not trying to brag about myself. I'm just trying to live. All right. And I just wish people would get tired of attacking me when it's obviously worthless in every way, shape, or form. I'm just going to get better. Every bad thing that has ever happened to me, I have overcame over and over and over again. All right. And I don't want to fight people anymore. I just want people to understand that just because you didn't like how I said something doesn't mean that I was wrong. It was an emotional conversation, an emotional argument between me and another creator from a few creators. Okay. It blew up, and I'm not saying what I said wasn't offensive. But the only offensive thing that I said was I told a black woman that she was no better than a slave owner, okay? And that's because she, as a black woman, was exploiting her own culture, okay? Adding to the stigmatization in the black community. I know I'm a white person and maybe that's not my place, but every person of color that is a friend and family member of mine that I love dearly, I've talked to them about this situation and they told me that I was brave for being willing to say something. Because there's no reason why content creators on here, because everyone talks about cultural appropriation. I don't give a fuck about appropriation. I believe in cultural appreciation. I'm against cultural exploitation. And if you are a black creator, a person of color creator, or any witch creator, you should not be exploiting witchcraft for your own clout online. That means you need to know what voodoo, hoodoo, and folk magic are, none of which involve torturing and drowning a mouse. Maybe in an archaic perspective, there was a time where that was condoned, which I talked about. I talked about maybe there was a time in which that was condoned. However, it still goes against sacrificing anything, and I highly doubt. I think that was more of a desperate act of magic, not something that was supposed to be what's the fucking word? Memorialized. It's not a spell that needs to be memorialized and carried on. It's because of what it does. It's because it's, again, torturing animals. And I broke all of this down in my dissertation as to why it's technically unethical. Animal sacrifice is making the animal sacred. Okay, to sacrifice something is to make something sacred. Any form of torture or malicious intention is not going to do that. And yes, they're like, oh well, the adrenaline of the animal and the this and the that. I'm not saying that it's not that you can't do it. Technically, you have free will and you can do anything. But if you want to put yourself through all of that spiritual karma that comes from improper action of a really ancient, sacred magic, be my guest. And everyone's like, oh, well, you offended Papa Legba, you did this. I've confronted Papa Legba. I'm not afraid of the gods. I will, if I offended you or one of them, I will face them. And based off of where my life's been, based off of my ritual working, I say I have made my peace with that. I've made my peace with the voodoo gods. And they actually, I would argue that they appreciate what I said, because there's too many people who exploit the voodoo culture for their own clout, whether it's online or it's for money or whatever it is. I'm a genuine practitioner. I have a genuine relationship with spirituality and the gods, and I want to know it wholeheartedly, okay? So I have a completely different approach. And what pisses me off the most on this app is every time I say something in my radical Aquarius way that's really unconventional and maybe a little offensive, which it deserves to be offensive. If I said something offensive, you needed it. Why did you need it? Because you did something offensive. So don't shoot the messenger, but apparently everyone wanted to shoot the messenger, and then you realize that the messenger is fucking immortal. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. So I have apologized and I have admitted that what I said was offensive, and there was probably 1,000 million better ways that I could have said it, which TikTok has proven to me, because everyone they love to take my radical, above the curve perspective. And then a few months, years later, everyone loves to regurgitate it in a really pretty bow. They love to love and light it, which is what they accuse me of. Very funny. They love to love and light it, and they love to wrap it up with a bow, and they love to sugarcoat it, and they love to say it really sweet in a digestible way for people, when I give people the slap in the face to wake them up to it to begin with. And I'm not like sad or mad, or I don't regret doing that. Like, I don't regret what I said. I don't regret what I did. I do wish people received it well. I wish people understood my passion and my anger and why it was so offensive and why it continues to be so offensive. Because it's not even that I'm against animal sacrifice. I absolutely am. I think in this modern world, we're supposed to evolve magically into less harmful ways. I think that's the whole fucking point of evolution. However, there's ways to do it, not just in this modern world. There's always been a harmless, honorable, loving way to sacrifice an animal to a deity or in ritual work that doesn't include fucking torture. All right, that goes against so many philosophies and laws of the universe and deity worship, and there, in every which way you fucking look at it, it's wrong and offensive. And the fact that so many people on the internet want to justify it is weird to me, especially when most of those people tend to be like liberal leaning, and then now they want to bitch about Palestine and Israel. They want to complain about all of these fucking things, and where life matters but where life doesn't matter. Y'all are exploiters. You only care about life and love and living and all of these things when it serves you. That's a slave mentality, whether you're a slave yourself or a slave owner, which is what I said. None of y'all are better than slave owners, because humanity enslaved humanity. It's not even about race. Black people enslaved black people. White people enslaved white people. We have all enslaved each other. We can't even trust fellow humans to do the right thing. Animals can't even trust us to do the right thing, because animals who were sacrificed, they were treated the best. They were not tortured for fucking spell work. In fact, they were pampered for spell work. So all y'all need to open up a fucking book, and you need to quit getting mad at the messenger just because she's saying it harshly, because y'all don't want to listen any other way, or you want it to be spoon-fed to you. Grow the fuck up. Am I a mess? Absolutely, because of everything that I've had to survive for delivering a really beautiful message. If you would just open your minds to hearing it. And maybe if it offended you, it's because you needed that stab in the heart or the fucking slap to the fucking face.